would you like to tell the large company, the large retailer, the large manufacturer to look for as far as 5 changes if they had to make? Which will be the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth? It's a loaded question.
Yeah, it is. So I'll start here. So American brands or European brands that are trying to expand, grow beyond their core geography, don't be afraid of making change. Go global, act local. That's not a new term. You've heard that before. But it's really important. So for me, if I owned a brand and I was based here in the States and my revenue is largely driven here in the United States, and I wanted to expand, say, for instance, to the UK, or say, for instance, to China, I can't be afraid to make changes to my brand, not just to fit because of the petite fit in Asia, but I can't be afraid to make changes to color or to the aesthetic, as long as I don't strip my core DNA away. You have to be able to make changes. And I think a lot of the brands that have gone to Asia, to China, to other parts of the world, they just felt that my brand is so strong. My brand is strong enough to be able to go into a foreign market. And I think those days you have to be able to be flexible. And I think you have to be able to listen to her, to you, to whoever it may be in that country, and know that I'm still bringing Americana, my brand, but to change. And that's the first thing I would say. Any thoughts on that?
Oh, perfect. You're dead on.
The second one that's most important to me is really about using data to make more informed decisions. So the data, the various touches in the consumer has in my store, on my website, social media, I can harvest that. I can go onto your profile, your Facebook profile, your Instagram profile. I could harvest that information and understand your likes, your dislikes, and what you're saying about me, my product. And to harvest all of this and to be able to make decisions, if you are in my customer database, to be able to make decisions in planning and forecasting, that's a big deal. The scarcity model that Zara has, scarcity model, they think they're going to sell 1,000 pieces, they buy 750. There's no markdown in that.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
But
they are the masters. They created that.
That's a fantastic model. It's a model where the IMU is right out of the gate what they're going to receive. It's not the Macy's model. I'm not picking on Macy's. It's the industry. We think we could sell 1,000 units. We're going to buy 2,000 units. They do sell 1,000 at regular price. The second 2,000 pieces are sold with some type of cadence, some type of markdown. And then the blended IMU, the blended gross margin, is not enough. I suggest moving to a scarcity model. I suggest to purchase what you think you can sell right out of the box, quickly, turn it, convert it into cash, and use the data that you harvest, the data that's available in your systems to make more informed planning and forecasting decisions. Build that single user profile for marketing to her and for understanding when to mark down goods and when to move away from product. It's all about data.
Absolutely.
It's about data.
Absolutely.
So in terms of personalization, in terms of customization, in terms of curation, it's data. There is art and science here. At the end of the day, there's art and science, and our industry has been largely run by art. And that's a good thing. I'm not suggesting the art to go away.
No.
But science is more critical than it's ever been. And for brands and retailers to be successful, you must harvest the data and use that science. So that's 3 big reasons that for, or suggestions that I would have for retailers or brands on how do you grow your business.
Okay.
So,
well, to add, my suggestion would be to think small and scale the business. Think in small chunks, because we are now dealing with individuals. The data is going to get drilled down to eventually each consumer, so to speak, rather than a segment of people. Each consumer have a different shape, different requirement, and each individual wants to show their individuality. And give them, whoever gives them that opportunity will be the shining star of this business, because you just provided them something that they've been longing. They don't want to be seen doing the same thing. They all want to do the individual, whatever their preference is. And I've seen this in a lower scale. Digital technologies have done huge difference. I'll give you an example. Historically, we sell certain number of sizes because our business model has been, we design it, we develop it, we manufacture it, and then we warehouse or we distribute through the retail stores and then sell it. Even for the e-commerce models, we have to have the distribution centers and have the goods in the warehouses before we can show what we want to sell.
Yeah.
The contrary model is design it, develop it, sell it, and then make it. Design it, develop it, sell it, and then make it. And it kind of slowed down a lot of people thinking, well, that's all right for a very small startup company. But I've seen some huge corporations now doing 40 to 60,000 garments a day. A day. Every day, 40 to 50,000 customers design their own size and garment, and those garments are produced. Now, are they making profit? Huge. They're financed by their own consumers. They get paid 100% upfront. The startup companies love this business model. In Pakistan, for example, there are 7 different brands who've done this very successfully and grown tremendously. The data, which is what you've emphasized quite a bit on that. In the old days, we always wanted to know, can we body scan a person? Can we get all the body scan data? Well, God, the people don't know how to mine the data. I already know what the garment measurements were. I already know what your measurements are from your purchase. And you keeping that garment, I already know what should fit you. I'll give you one more example, because we spoke about pants, denim. Historically, we've had 2-inch grade, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, and so on, because we want to keep lower number of SKUs in stock. That's a business model. We'll probably have 2 or 3 inseams for cross grading. Again, because that multiplies all these into more SKUs.
Correct.
Bigger risk.
Correct.
But if the customer has to go and find somebody to hem it, because I had the right waist side, but I didn't have the right inseam, think on the now digital model. I have a client who actually makes 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, all the way, every size possible, because I have digital data. I don't have any inventory. And I offer from 27 inseam to 34, 36 inseam, even allow you to put in your inseam, and I'll make it. Just remember, my business model is, I want to make what I've sold. If that's the case, and I will just expanded my horizon from the old business model of thinking from the SKUs, I just reached out to a lot more people who have different bodies.
I think it's interesting what you're saying, and you're back to the word agility, which we spoke about earlier. And I have to tell you, as a consumer, there's aspects of that where I could curate and personalize my purchase that is really exciting for me. Not long ago, I purchased denim jeans, non-denim denim jeans, 5 pockets from a company in the UK called Spoke, and they were custom made for me. It took a month to get them. By the time I got them, I forgot that I had ordered them, and I was kind of like unhappy that I came in. And then I bought the jeans; they fit me perfect, and I wore them. But I would not return because I did not want to wait a month. So there is actually, the industry has changed thanks to Amazon, which is the greatest fulfillment company in the industry. They're not an apparel company, but they're a fulfillment company, and they're great at what they do. But 2-day free shipping is kind of the norm. So with that as a baseline, how does a company that produces, whether it's being produced in Guangdong province, whether it's being produced in Colombo, wherever in the world, how do you compete with that when the freight from Hong Kong to come to the States is still, when you have to clear, you're still looking at 3 to 5 days. How do you compete with that? So the challenge is that the consumer on one hand wants it fast, and he or she wants it in 1 to 2 days free. But when we're talking about consumer, what is that tolerance? I don't want to wait a month. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. So somehow we need to find, as it from the industry, I'm a consumer and I'm looking for a solution here. I'm not sure what that is right now. I personally think that there's a way to offer, and there's a lot of companies right now that are offering MTM, made to measure. And there's a way where you have a template. You have a few fabrics, a slub denim, a few fits, a few collars. I use my denim shirt. And then you're able to quickly make it, but you're still looking at the fulfillment, depending upon where it's stitched. Say, Guangdong shipped from Hong Kong, I get it in 7 days. Is that enough? I'm not so sure.